I'm Director General of the Directorate of Digital Transformation in the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine. And I'm directly responsible for providing digital devices for children, for students, for teachers, and so on. And we started like the great job from 2021, where were COVID times. From the state budget, we purchased 62,000 laptops for teachers for ensuring their work with children who study remotely because of COVID. We were planning to do to continue this project in 2022. Like the President Zelensky announced this project from the tribune of the Parliament of Ukraine, and we were so satisfied, and we had hopes because the laptops for us are not just hardware. That's the tool that ensures access to education. And we had like 2024, the beginning of the full-scale invasion, and we have news that most of these devices were damaged, destroyed, or even like вкрадені. Yeah. Stolen, or they were lost, damaged, destroyed, or stolen by Russian troops. We had such situations, for example, in Kyiv region, because the part of Kyiv region was also occupied with the Russian troops. And we were really disappointed with that fact. And we understood that we need to accumulate all our power, all our authorities in order to ensure our children and their access to distance learning. Because from the beginning of the school full-scale invasion, our children didn't have access to distance learning because they didn't have enough laptops, enough gadgets, devices, and so on. So we started communication with different donors, and as of today, we have distributed more than 270,000 devices for teachers and children from social vulnerable groups from like whole Ukraine, and they have access to education. As I mentioned before, for us, it's not just about hardware. That's about the hope, that's about the windows for future, that's about the real access to education and forming like human capital. We have our defenders like in the front line, that they save our lives, and our students and our teachers, they shape our future. And if they don't have the access to education, to the opportunities, we will not have any future. So the device is about that. This laptop, this even mobile phone, tablet, and so on, that's the hope for the future. We have many stories from children, from social vulnerable groups that got these devices. And for example, for someone that was the chance to train and to test and to enter the university, their dreams came true. For some that were the opportunity to continue their hobbies, for example, like IT courses and so on. For someone, this is the opportunity, even just to download a textbook, and maybe it will change their life because they will read this textbook, they will find more opportunities in order to open this world for themselves. So for us, that it is very crucial to ensure this access to education, this access to the world.
Okay, thank you. And the next question.
What has the feedback been from Ukrainian educators and students regarding the refurbished computers? Are they performing well and meeting their needs?
Yes, that's also a very interesting question. First of all, I want to say thank you to the fund Reusing IT, and for Ross Cockburn and for all the partners that are giving us these devices, that are giving them for the education, for the Ukrainian education. As of today, we had 2,500 devices provided for teachers and students from Reusing IT, and we hope that we will continue this project. Today in Ukraine, to be honest, we don't have a very tough and accurate description of this like word refurbished. And right now we are finding like legal ways on how to fully embed them in the educational process. But still, we have very good comments and very good feedbacks from the educators and children. They don't see any like difference between like new computers or refurbished. I want to say that we like don't work only with reusing IT with like such a refurbishing theme. We also work with Netherlands, with Austria, with Denmark, and with Norway. And right now we are trying to speak with our Japanese colleagues, but they are really worried about like personal data and so on. But we are sure that with reusing IT, with the professionals that are work in these organizations, everything will be like clear and okay with these devices and with like clearing personal data and so on. We like teacher, children, they are completely fine with these devices. For us, as for state, as for ministry, of course, right now the crucial is the number of devices. As of today, the remaining need is nearly 50,000 units for teachers and for children from vulnerable groups. We have like 10 critical regions where distance learning prevails. And we need to close the needs of these teachers and children in these frontline regions in order to ensure their access to education. Of course, like refurbishing is like more cost effective. So here we can talk like about like more units of the devices, but still they don't lose in their quality. For educational like matters, for us that's okay to have like lower specifications, because for education it's completely okay. We need just to children open the laptops, make some presentations, make Google or Word documents or so on. So for us it's okay to have maybe lower specifications but greater number of these units in order to ensure each teacher and each children to to their access to education. And refurbishing, like it's not only about like the numbers and for like cost reducing theme, but also for environmental responsibility. And I think that it's about like a humanitarian aspect, because that's not only just like buying them from manufacturer and so on. That's about a real like help from people to people, and that's a very like valuable for us. And we say thank you for all the people that help Ukrainian children and teachers and Ukrainian education with this.